The numbers flicker, turning from green to a sickening, bloody red. Your mouse hovers over the close button, but your finger is frozen. A million calculations fire in your head, but not one of them is rational. Your heart hammers against your ribs, a frantic countdown to disaster. And then, silence. The balance hits zero. Catastrophic loss. This isn't just a bad trade, it's a biological breakdown. I'm Austin, and after 7 years battling the financial markets, I've lived this nightmare. More importantly, I have survived to understand the science of what's happening inside your brain. Today, we're not just talking about trading psychology. We're exploring the primal battle that unfolds in your skull moments before a total wipeout. My hand is shaking. I can hear my own breathing, shallow and fast. The P&L is a waterfall of red. Minus 10,000. Minus 12. Our stop loss. I should have honored it. Why did I move it? The chart is a blur. The members a scream. 15,000 down. My throat is tight. My palms are slick with sweat. The margin alert flashes. Liquidation imminent. My vision tunnels. There's nothing but the final, terrible number. 20,000. My entire account. A single second feels like an eternity. Then a flash of red across the screen. The position is gone. The balance? $0. So let's freeze frame on that zero balance. How does a trader, even a veteran, end up here? It starts with a simple, seductive idea. For me, it was a 20 times leveraged long on Bitcoin futures. The market was pumping. Sentiment was euphoric. My analysis felt solid. The trade opened perfectly. Within minutes, I was up a few $1,000s. The dopamine hit was immediate and intoxicating. Dopamine is the brain's pleasure chemical. The reward for a correct decision. It whispers, "You're smart. You've got this." This is the big one. But did you know that for retail traders, the odds of catching a single 10-dagger trade are less than 1%? In that winning moment, your brain's reward centers light up. You feel a sense of control, of power. My initial plan was clear. A tight stop loss and a reasonable profit target. But as the green members climbed, the plan started to feel restricted. The dopamine isn't just about the reward you have. It's about anticipating an even bigger one. It's a powerful drug. Already rewriting the rules in my head. The setup was perfect. My confidence was absolute, and my brain was already compromised. And then, with turn, a single aggressive red candle erased half my games in 30 seconds. The first domino doesn't fall on the chart. It falls inside your skull. The pleasure vanishes, replaced by a sudden dopamine deficit. Your brain, deprived of its reward, screams for a fix. This creates an overwhelming urge to get back to green, to erase the mistake. This is when a dangerous character enters the scene. The amygdala. This is your brain's ancient primal fear center. It doesn't know the difference between a charging tiger and a plunging P&L. To the amygdala, a financial loss registers as a direct attack on your survival. Here's the strange part. Neuroscientists found the pain of losing $100 is twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining $100. Your brain is literally hardwired to overreact to losses. In milliseconds, the amygdala initiates an amygdala hijack. It screams danger, loss is incoming, and triggers fight or flight. Your heart rate surges, your palms sweat, your breathing becomes shallow. This isn't a psychological quirk. It's a physiological reality. The amygdala floods your system with cortisol, the main stress hormone. Cortisol's job is to sever the connection to your prefrontal cortex. That's the modern, rational part of your brain for risk assessment and logic. Research shows during high-stress events, prefrontal cortex function can plummet. Suddenly, you're not a trader anymore. You're a cornered animal. Your slow, deliberate, and logical brain is offline. All that's left is your fast, intuitive, and purely emotional brain. That carefully constructed trading plan? Gone. My hand, acting on pure instinct, dragged the stop loss down, doubled the position. This wasn't Austin trading anymore. This was my amygdala. Your logical brain is now officially offline. So what happens when a cornered animal is given control of a margin account? The final 10 seconds are not what you think. Let's go back to those final fatal seconds, but now with neuroscientific clarity. As the price cascades downward, my brain is a hormonal war zone. At 10 seconds to liquidation, my margin is critical. Hope is a flickering candle. Cortisol has created tunnel vision. All I see is the red number. At 8 seconds, the amygdala is in complete overload. Blood flow has been diverted from the rational part of my brain. Logical thought is no longer possible. At 6 seconds, the dopamine deficit is screaming. My brain isn't trying to make a good trade. It's desperately chasing a high. Right now, think about the last time you felt that market panic. Did you honestly say you were in control of your own actions? At 4 seconds, my prefrontal cortex has ghosted me. It's completely shut down. The part of me that remembers my risk rules is gone. It's just me and the lizard brain. At 2 seconds, the final warning flashes. My heart skips a beat. My brain is in a state of pure, unadulterated panic. I can't click close position even if I wanted to. I'm frozen. At 1 second, boom, the liquidation executes. The account is zeroed out. The noise in my head stops. Silence. The first thing that hits you isn't sadness. It's silence. A frantic, high-pitched stream of anxiety inside your head just stops. It's followed by a wave of cold shock and disbelief. You stare at the $0, and your brain simply can't process it. Then comes the heat. A flush of shame, regret, and white-hot anger. You mentally replay every mistake, moving the stop, adding to a loser. This is the post-liquidation void. It's a dangerous place. Your dopamine levels have cratered, leaving you feeling empty and desperate. This is the dopamine system's cruelest hurdle. This is the cycle that ends trading careers. But the real trap isn't the emotional cycle itself. It's the belief that you have to risk it all to make life-changing money. What if the answer isn't risking more, but earning more consistently? Most people think they need to save every penny or get lucky on one big trade. The real solution is to increase your main income. As someone who has navigated these markets for years, I have learned how to use small capital to generate profit that can rival a salary. I share exactly how I approach this in my private Telegram community. Find me there, Aversion. The link is in the description. We're building real wealth, not just chasing highs. A catastrophic loss feels like an ending, but it can be the beginning of true trading mastery. The key is understanding your brain's superpower, neuroplasticity. This means your brain can change. It can be rewired. You can literally build a brain that's more resilient to the pressures of trading. But isn't discipline just something you're born with? The science says no. In fact, willpower is more like a muscle than a trait. Top traders aren't emotionless robots. They are masters of their own biology. First, strengthen your prefrontal cortex. This is your brain's CEO. The most effective way is through mindfulness and meditation. Medication can physically thicken the prefrontal cortex, enhancing your calm. Second, tame the amygdala. You can't remove your fear center, but you can desensitize it. One powerful technique is journaling your trades, entries, exits, and emotions. This seems simple, but a study showed traders who journaled emotions improved performance by almost 30%. Another technique is to systematically visualize failure while calmly following your plan. This exposes the amygdala to the threat in a controlled way, reducing its power. Third, manage your cortisol. Chronic stress from trading keeps cortisol high. The fastest way to lower cortisol is through tactical breathing, like the 4-7-8 method. This activates your nervous system's calm down switch. Fourth, master your dopamine. Stop trading for the euphoric high of a big win. Shift your focus to celebrating the process, not just the outcome. Trade smaller sizes to reduce the emotional stakes and detox your brain. After my worst wipeout, I rebuilt my career on these principles: an emotion log, a non-negotiable 1% risk rule, and 10 minutes of mindfulness. It wasn't my strategy that changed. It was my brain. Liquidation is not a failure of character. It's a biological event. It's a glitch in a brain that evolved for the savannah, not a crypto exchange. Fear, greed, and panic aren't your fault. They are default settings, but they are not your fate. Knowing all this, are you willing to do the one thing most losing traders won't? Stop looking for a better strategy and start building a better brain. By understanding this battle in your head, you can finally intervene. But rewiring your brain is only half the solution. The other half is changing the financial game you're playing. Stop chasing one-off high-risk wins. Start building a consistent income stream from the markets. That is the real path to financial security. In my private Telegram, Aversion, I don't just post signals. I share the exact systems I use to generate an income that reduces the stress of any single trade. Join us using the link below.